All right, so here we have Ward's mineralogical sample set. I actually think I did a pretty good take on that last one, but we have 36 samples from Ward's soil formation set. On this first column, we have a list of common rock-forming minerals, which are instrumental in rock decomposition and disintegration. Right, so the basic building blocks, and then the ones that are responsible, like the fundamental building blocks, and then the weak blocks that if you remove those, maybe the whole rock falls apart. Something like that might be pyrite. Like iron is typically a weakness in rocks, and you can read all about it and check it out. And then in the second column here, we have common rocks, which are derived. In the second column here, we have common rocks from which soils are derived, right? And then in those rocks, we have the basic rock types being igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. In the third column, we have kind of two sections which deal with how these basic parent materials, these rock types, which are composed of these minerals, which have different weaknesses in them, how they're weathered through mechanical action and through chemical agents or chemical action. And in that process of weathering, they produce soils, right? In this final column and section, we'll see some fundamental samples of soil types from a sort of a simplified perspective. And in total, we can kind of think about all these materials together in a continuum in space and time, and how life is created in our natural world. Soil science, baby. Yeah. So, common rock-forming minerals, which are instrumental in rock decomposition and disintegration. Number 1, quartz, silicon dioxide, SiO2, the most abundant substance on the Earth's crust. It occurs as quartz or combined with other elements as silicate minerals. It's a primary constituent of granites and gneisses and is the product of decomposition of silicate-bearing rocks because it's one of the only things left over it doesn't like to weather. Number 2, feldspar, a common constituent of granites and gneisses which is changed into kaolin, mica, and quartz by chemical action of groundwaters. Hornblende, another mineral which is commonly found in many crystalline rocks. It is usually altered to serpentine or chlorite, and finally to limonite, quartz, and clay. 4. Nephelite, a feldspathoid which is frequently occurring as cyanates. It decomposes into kaolin. Number 5. Biotite, or mica. Mica is a primary constituent of many granites, gneisses, and schists, as well as an alteration product of many silicates. Number 6. Garnet. Garnet is a complex silicate widely distributed as an accessory mineral in metamorphic and some igneous rocks. It is very slowly altered to epidote, chlorite, and limonite. Pyrite. Number 7. This sulfide of iron alters very rapidly to limonite. The presence of this mineral is in rocks. It often speeds up the process of disintegration. Pyrite, iron sulfate. Iron is typically a weakness in rock, so when rocks weather, it's happening around those iron bonds, oftentimes. 8. Calcite, calcium carbonate. This is a chief constituent of limestones and marbles. It is generally dissolved by groundwaters and carried away by streams. It's a water-soluble rock. Cool. So for the common rock-forming minerals, for the igneous rocks, we have number 9, granite. Granite's composed chiefly of quartz and feldspar with minor amounts of mica and hornblende. This rock will weather into sandy clay soils. Number 10, Nephelite-Syenite. This rock is composed of nephelite and feldspar. Upon weathering, it will become a fairly high-grade clay soil. Number 11, Diabase. A rock containing little quartz, but abundance of feldspar and ferromagnesium minerals. It will alter it to a ferruginous clay soil. For the sedimentary rocks, number 12, limestone. A rock composed principally of lime and magnesium carbonates. These are easily dissolved by groundwaters and carried away by streams. Number 13, sandstone. This rock is composed chiefly of quartz grains which are held together by calcareous cement. The cement is easily dissolved, leaving the free quartz grains exposed to frost action and other agents which will hasten the disintegration of rock. Number 14, shale. This solidified mud is composed of quartz, hydrous silicates, and carbonates. Upon weathering, it will be resolved into clay mud. For the metamorphic rocks, number 15, gneiss. A banded rock composed of quartz, feldspar, and mica. The segregation of easily weathered minerals into bands promotes more rapid disintegration of rock. Like granites, gneiss forms sandy clay soil. Number 16, marble, a recrystallized limestone. It behaves like limestone upon weathering. Number 17, mica-schist with garnets. This rock will form a sandy clay soil. So for the first 8 common rock-forming minerals, which are instrumental in rock decomposition and disintegration. So number 1 through 8 in this box includes quartz, feldspar, hornblende, nephelite, biotite or mica, garnet, pyrite, and calcite. And these compose the basic minerals these are the basic minerals that compose these rocks. Those rock types are igneous rocks, number 9, granite. Number 10, Nephelite-Syenite. Number 11, Diabase. The sedimentary rocks, number 12, limestone. Number 13, sandstone. Number 14, shale. The metamorphic rocks, number 15, gneiss. Number 16, marble. Number 17, mica-schist with garnets. And then representing the mechanical stages of weathering, we have wind-blown quartz pebbles that have sculpted by wind-driven sand. 19, glacial rock fragments polished and scratched by a moving glacier. Number 20, pebbles rounded by constant rolling in stream beds. Number 21, waves, lake sand, composed of mineral fragments resulting from the pulverizing action of waves. Number 22, plants. The roots of lichens and other plants growing in rock crevices may cause the latter to spread farther apart. And then, representing the chemical agents of weathering, we have solution, a cherty limestone from which the more soluble lime carbonate has been partially dissolved. 24, solution in oxidation, a sandstone which the calcareous cement has been dissolved. Magnetite and pyrite grains have also been oxidized to limonite, resulting in the iron stain color. Notice the red. 25, oxidation. The iron-bearing minerals in this diabase have been partially altered to limonite, thus facilitating the crumbling of the rock. 26, oxidation. The feldspar in this granite is partially altered to kaolin. The quartz is unaltered. The pyrite is also partially oxidized to limonite. Then we have the minerals which compose soils, and we have kaolin, a hydrous silicate formed by the chemical weathering of feldspars and feldspathoids. 28, quartz sand, a nearly pure quartz sand from which other minerals have been removed. 28, that one. 29, limonite, a hydrous oxide of iron which has been formed by chemical oxidation of iron-bearing minerals. 30, bauxite, a hydrous aluminum oxide resulting from the weathering of a few feldspathoid rocks. 31, residual soils. This residual clay soil contains visible grains of quartz and a light-colored mica. It was derived from a granite. 32. Boulder clay. The Boulder. Tons of moving ice, glaciers, grind and pulverize rocks and the pebbles in its path. This clay soil is the result of the erosion and was deposited by streams and glaciers. Glacial streams. The Boulder has trouble reading sometimes. Silt. Number 33. A very fine mud which is deposited on floodplains and the bottoms of slow-moving rivers. 34. Muck. This soil, rich in organic matter, is well adapted for truck farming. It was formed by deposition of stream sand and silt in shallow lakes and marshes. Let's talk about that for a second. Let's muck about that for a second. What the muck do they mean when they say truck farming? I don't get it, but let's move on. This is an old thing anyways. Number 35. Dune sand. A fine sand resulting from the pulverizing action of waves. On drying, it is easily blown out by the wind. Just like my hair. Number 36. Loess. A wind-blown sand. Lack of proper cultivation of the land and absence of necessary vegetation causes a fine material to become a menace to life by filling up the valleys and rivers, or the river valleys, and causing floods. I don't know about that.